Welcome back, everybody. Driver53 here with another short video on precision farming for Farming Simulator 19. And today we are testing out oats. And exactly what we're testing out is the different nitrogen levels for each soil type for oats. Are we going to get a better yield, a worse yield, depending on the level of nitrogen that's in the ground? And if you haven't checked out the first video that I did on this, it's the wheat one that I did a couple days ago. And I'm going to go ahead and throw the link up above. Let me go ahead and take you to the map and kind of show you a little bit of the background of the test. So these are the different soil types that we have. We have loam, sandy loam, silty clay, and loamy sand. Now, what I've done is planted 4 different swaths into each one, and they match up really, really well. So these are the pH levels, and everything is as it should be. I've got the lake right here, and we've been able to go around that with our swath right here, as you can see. Here is the nitrogen. As you can see, what I've done, started down here at 20, and I've gone 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, 200. I've also got a strip of 0 out here on the outside, and in between each one of these is 0 also. So, a lot of different combinations, every combination that you can have for the different steps of the nitrogen. Now, I also know that when you manually apply this, there are different levels that you can get. Like you can put down 146 if you want to, or 172, or 38. All those different ones you can. So I've got all of these set exactly where they needed to be. So what we're going to do now is harvest this, and then we'll come back and show you the yield map. So let's get to it. All right, hopper full of grain means that we are done. So let's go ahead and take a look at the map really quick. And one thing that I wanted to point out is that on loam right here for oats, we're only going to need to put down 140 points of nitrogen, and that's 140 kilograms per hectare. On sandy loam, it's only going to require 100 points. On silty clay is 100 also, and on loamy sand it's 80. So let's go ahead and take a look at our pH, and as you can see, all of our strips are within our soil types perfectly. So here we got pretty close right there, but it's still in, so we are good to go there. On nitrogen, as you can see, it took some out, but it was really interesting. It didn't take it out a lot up here, because obviously we were so over on the nitrogen. You know, on loam, we're going to stop at like right here. Yeah, right here. So 200, 180, 160, 140. So look, right here was the highest that we truly needed to go for loam. And on sandy loam and silty clay, we really needed to stop right in this area at 100. And then on loamy sand, it's 80, which is even down here. So really, really interesting. And you are going to see that show up here in the next map. Now this is going to be our yields, and it's something that we haven't seen yet. So right here, first one I want to look at is loam. And with loam, like I said, 140 is going to be our max. So if we start here at 200, 180, 160, 140, right here is where target is. And if I go to 125% yield and I turn this off, it's going to show us the top 5 are going to be all 125%. Now if I go to 115, right here, we've got 2 more, and that's going to be 100 and also 80 kilograms per hectare. So let's go ahead and turn that off. At 110, what we have is 60 kilograms right here. And at 105, we have 40 and 20. And then at 100, it's 0. So it's really, really interesting to me that loam is going to give you at worst 100%. Even if you put absolutely 0 nitrogen in the ground, it's going to give you a 100% yield. That's cool. for oats. It really is. So next, let's move over to this, which is going to be our sandy loam. Now, I don't know if you guys can see it, but this one right here in the 200 looks just a little bit different than this one right here in the 180. So let's go ahead and turn off our 100 and see what happens. Oh, wow. It's actually gone back down. So our 180, 160, 140, 120, and 100 are all going to be 100%, which is the max for this soil type for oats. So really, really interesting that we have this one up here. So let's see what it is. I think it's going to be 95. And yeah, there we go. So 95 is actually going to turn off our 200, also our 80, and our 60. And if we go to 90%, that's going to turn off our 40 and our 20. And then at 85, it's going to turn off everything within there. So that's interesting. 85%, and you're going to be able to get, you know, zero fertilizer. But the interesting thing that I found is that if you go right here to the 100%, you can over fertilize this. 100 kilograms per hectare is our target here on sandy loam. So if you're going to go 100, and then you're going to go 120, 140, 160, and 180 are all right there together. So anywhere from 100 to 180. And if 100 is our target, that means we can go 4 stages up and still be okay. It's that 5th one that we're going to get hit and deducted. But it's only 5%. Only 5%. So that's really, really interesting. If you've got a lot of nitrogen buildup, I mean, that seems like a way to go right there. So if you accidentally put down too much, or you've got some crops that you've, cultivated in or something like that, these crops right here are really, really robust and not going to be too affected by the extra nitrogen until you get way, way up there. So next, let's take a look at our Silty Clay. And on Silty Clay, you're going to see the same thing, but it's going to be, about the same level because we had 100 again was our target. So you've got the 180, 160, 140, 120, and 100 are all going to be right at 90%. Now, if we come to 85, you can see that we got the top one at 200, and we also have the 80 and the 60. Now at 80%, that's going to be our 40 and our 20. And to finish off, our zero nitrogen is 75%. So once again, if you don't have enough fertilizer or you over fertilize, I think you're going to be okay on this one for the most part. Now, you are going to see a little bit of reduction, but it's not going to be something all the way down in like the 60s, which is what we've seen on other things in the past. So the last but not least is going to be loamy sand, and that's way down here at the bottom. Now, this one is incredibly awesome. So check this out. If I've got 80% and I turn this off, it's almost the entire strip was at 80%, which is really, really cool. So that goes all the way from 60 all the way to 180. If we turn off 75, it's going to get our 20s and 40s, and it's going to get our 200. And then 70 is going to get us everything else at zero. Zero nitrogen is going to give you 70%. So this is kind of the highest one, if I can say that, because across the board, or the lowest, so on 0%, you're going to get a higher yield than anything else that we've got tested so far. But if you over it, then you're going to lose that 5%. So it's really, really interesting. And that's for everything, all except loam. Loam's the only one that's not doing that right now because you start high enough. That's going to be it for today, everybody. If you liked the video or learned something, go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you would. And if you want to be kept up to date on all my latest precision farming videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell too if you do. Have a great day, everybody. And until next time, this is Driver 53 signing off.